Coming up in a few short minutes, well, it's the most wonderful segment in all of sports. It's Nick Steers. But right now, oh my goodness. Since the regular season is over and every game is obviously a must-win, we've modified our beloved and bewildering must-win segment into a new segment sure to take the sports world by storm. Without further ado, a special playoff edition of Must Win called Can't Lose or Can't Lose. First up, Browns in Houston.
You're not going to explain it more?
That's it. Joe Flacco Renaissance versus the birth of a superstar, C.J. Stroud. Last time they matched up, Amari Cooper went for 265 and 2 touchdowns as the Browns won by 14. This season, the tale of the tape between Flacco, who is 38, and Stroud, who is 22. So we're going to start with you, Brew. You get the segment, correct? Flacco.
Kinda.
Can't lose, right? He can't lose. It's a can't lose.
He
game.
can't lose in that he's playing with house money.
Can't. So how?
This dude's he can't lose. Like he can't. Even if they
It's
lose,
about
he doesn't
inflection,
lose.
Brew, is it?
He can't lose. He's 30. What? 8 years old. About to be. I think he's been 39 in a couple of weeks. He was sitting on his couch. He's resurrected himself. Probably get on the team next year. Heck, might be starting. Win or lose, he's proven that he could be playing somewhere next year. So can't lose.
Can't lose. Can't lose, I meant.
I don't know which. Yeah.
Yeah, he can lose. Like, Joe Flacco's gonna lose. He's not the best quarterback in this game. So he
understand.
Like,
What do you mean?
am I getting it wrong?
Yeah, you're getting it wrong.
He is getting it wrong.
We're not picking.
First of all,
winner.
he's
We're
Cleveland, the land. Cleveland's gonna win this game.
Okay.
I love C.J. Stroud like
is
you.
Flacco
but
in a can't lose NFC? No, he's not.
Okay, first of all,
We don't
that's
know
wrong.
what the heck
He's
they-
definitely not in a can't. We should take that off the screen. He's definitely not in a can't lose NFC wildcard game because this game's being played in the AFC. But that makes it even more confusing. Thank you, Ubs. That makes it a little more confusing.
I'm lost.
But Wilds,
Wilds
Yeah.
is,
Can I-
this is
can
what
I
he's so
help?
excited about.
our
I think
co-host
we
and the
get it.
audience,
Please.
We all get
guys, there is, man, Dak. You can't lose to the Packers.
Can't lose.
And there's Flacco. Man, he can't lose no matter what happens.
Can't lose.
That's the situation Flacco is in.
You
he
were
is,
supposed to
as Drew
explain
put
it.
it, he's
Explain it
playing
perfectly.
with house money. He can't lose.
Can't
I
lose.
also do think the Browns, I lean to, as Brew is, I'm not official on this, but I'm leaning Browns in this game, so I don't think he's going to lose. There we go. Well done. Quick change. But yeah, he's in a can't lose.
He can't lose.
Exactly.
Well, in your mind, is this a must-win for C.J. Stroud?
I'm not answering your
Okay.
question.
Moving on. Next up, Josh Allen. Hosting the Steelers. Bills are 10-point favorites against the Steelers team, missing T.J. Watt. But hold on a second. Here's the last few games with the Bills as double-digit favorites. Remember, they don't get blown out. But are you okay, bro?
Yes.
Goodness.
I'm good.
Okay. These have all been tight wins, including some unimpressive victories down the stretch. So, Brew, tell me if I'm wrong. This is a classic can't lose. Josh Allen can't lose this game.
He cannot lose this game.
You get it.
All right? He cannot lose this game. The Pittsburgh, they got Mason Rudolph at quarterback. They haven't won a playoff game in, 6 years or something like that? They're lucky to be in the playoffs. T.J. Watt is out. Josh Allen, you cannot lose this game because if you lose it, you're probably losing your head coach.
Wow.
That's a fact. Yeah, you can't lose this game. You just ripped off 5 straight regular season ending wins to get in this position to play the Pittsburgh Steelers or whoever would have ended up being the 7th seed. It just happens to be the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they're without their best player in T.J. Watt. Yeah, you cannot lose this game.
So these guys are all exactly right. The odd thing about this, the Bills never get blown out thing, that's totally true, except for, of course, the postseason. When 2 of their last 3 postseasons have ended in blowout losses. The AFC title game to the Chiefs and last year to the Bengals, and then the one that wasn't a blowout was obviously the epic round 2 game against the Chiefs in the divisional round, a loss that was also the biggest win of Josh Allen's career. It's such an odd spot. But no, you can't lose.
Can't lose.
Had they lost to the Dolphins, then they are in a totally different spot. Had they lost to the Dolphins and then they're playing the Dolphins on the road as the 7th seed and you lose again, it's like, okay, that team's better than us over the course of the year. But because you ended up as the 2 seed and because you're playing, I think the team that of all 14 playoff teams is taken the least seriously. The team that we all feel like is probably the luckiest to be there in Pittsburgh. Certainly the team with the quarterback that is trusted the least in Mason Rudolph. Yeah, you can't lose this game if you're Josh Allen and the Bills. Which is the exact type of game they tend to, but
that's the
you
thing.
can't.
It's like
they could lose. They can't lose, but they could lose.
That's exactly right.
I think the Steelers, though, are in a classic can't lose.
Yes,
They are in a can't lose. They absolutely can't lose.
Okay, finally,
such a
buckle up.
Wow,
Jalen
still
versus
going
the
here.
Bake Show. Super Bowl silver medalists are floundering. Sorry, Dusty. While the Bake Show did just enough last week to clinch the NFC South with a 9-0 win. Quick double up. Brew, it's going to go to you. This feels like a can't lose for Jalen and a can't lose for Baker, right? You feel like that?
Yeah. Honestly, like Jalen can't lose.
Exactly. He can't. No.
No.
can't lose.
I think they both.
That's right.
I think they both can't lose. Because here's my thing with Jalen. It's over. The Eagles.
Wow.
Everybody thinks they're done. All right. So if they lose in the second round, they were S-Bob. If they lose in the second round, is it gonna feel any better? I mean, if they lose this game, people are writing them off. They lost 5 of 6. They
This
look
would be
terrible.
worse.
This would definitely
it would
stop it.
But so what are people going to write off Jalen Hurts if they lose? People expect them to lose now.
No.
And they also are saying he's injured.
No.
I really think if they lose this game, it's going to be, people going to be upset. They're going to be ticked off in Philly. But the season is already like a mess.
This is where I totally disagree. You're right, the season is a mess. You're right that at this point, Eagles fans have kind of baked in a level of disappointment. That is worlds away from losing to the Tampa Bay Bucs and an injured Baker Mayfield on Monday night.
Now he's injured. He's injured.
What do you mean now he's injured?
Well, his ribs were
He's playing.
Baker's in a can't lose.
And
he's
Jalen-
home. The rare can't
I'm not
lose
gonna.
home
I'm
game.
not gonna argue with you guys about whether or not an injured player is injured. We all saw the game. We all saw him be injured. He could barely walk off the field after the interview, which is why Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, Greg, can't lose this game.
Okay.
You lose this game, your coach might be fired. Baker is in a can't lose. But Jalen is in a can't lose.
Greg,
That's where they're at.
It's as Hurts can't lose. You can't lose. And not only because you have the better team on paper, and you are just clearly the better team. Yeah, Bruce,
the Giants mopped the floor with them.
Jumped off the
Days ago, you had him in the Super Bowl.
I was trying, but now I had to put on my analyst cap. I think I'm going to pick Philly. I'm just saying hold on. If they lose this game, you guys are acting like people are going to be shocked. Like, oh my gosh, they lost to the Buccaneers. No. People expect them to lose now. They just got mopped by the Giants and the Cardinals.
You know what? The other day, I gave you grace. I was
you can't take it back. You cannot take it back. You
can't go from one extreme to the other. Just
one game ago, you believed in them going to the Super Bowl. Now you're like, they might as well forfeit.
No. I think I'm going to pick them, but I'm just saying.
If they lose,
Wild.
It's going to be great. I told you it was going to be great.
It was good. Good call.
Tears next.
Once we figured out what it was,
I still don't know what it was.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.